On this list, Stones is Pebbles, fam. Man have got Jude Bellingham, bro. You know them way there. Jude Law. I beg you put some respect.
It's not about the best player on the. It's not about the best player on the list.
Bruv, he is who man should be building the team around.
Agreed.
Southgate won't because he's thick, and I don't think he's talented enough a manager to work out how to put a player that good into his team.
Bellingham on the team sheet will scare opponents. Maddison on the team sheet, not so much.
Yeah, now get him off, blood.
No.
Next, he can't be on next show, blood.
There has to be.
No. This is the biggest howler, bro.
What's happening, everyone, and welcome to 888 Sport. On this episode of the playlist, we're going to be ranking the players that Gareth Southgate needs to build his team around. The 5 most important players that will lead to England lifting a European Championship in Berlin next year. Right, so the players that I would like you to rank are Bukayo Saka, John Stones, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and I'm actually going to throw in a wild card, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Right.
You gonna throw any more wild cards in, blood?
No, you can.
What about James Mascoigne, fam? What's going on? Nah, I can't believe this. What about Cognac Grealish? What's going on? I'm hella confused.
You can make your own list. But
You man are gonna put James Ward-Scouse on the list because he's here. But what about my guy? Nah, this is disrespect, you know. All right, cool, fine.
Right, just before the reveal, will you please do us a favour? Make sure that you click the subscribe button. We've got some fantastic content coming up and we really don't want you to miss it. Right, chaps. 3, 2, 1.
Sorry, why have you not put Jude Bellingham as number 1? What you've done?
Oh,
wrong.
wow.
I've put John Stones' number. In terms of what England need, John Stones is injured, England can't win a tournament. We have other 10s. They're not as good as Bellingham. Bellingham's arguably the best player in the world. If John
We have
Stones,
other defenders. We got Harry Maguire.
If John Stones isn't fit, England can't win a tournament.
So arguably the best player in the world isn't England's most
In terms of the drop-off from Bellingham to, say, Foden, isn't as significant as the drop-off from John Stones to Big Ed Maguire.
Someone needs to check this guy's passport. He went Amsterdam. 100%. I cannot agree with that. No, this is unbelievable.
Bro, you
No.
just beat my Ben White shot from last show.
Hang on, there's some logic here.
Yeah,
surely.
now get him off, blood.
Nah.
Next, he can't be on next show, blood.
There has to be
No. This is the biggest howler, bro. Eddie Howler.
John Stones has to be...
But John Stones hasn't...
If John Stones isn't there, England cannot win a
John
tournament.
Stones hasn't shown it for England yet.
What?
He hasn't.
John Stones was one of the main reasons that Man City won a treble.
Can we
Man
also...
City.
Stones ain't even on your list.
And one of the main...
Stones ain't even on his
Okay,
list.
John Stones is England. Who are England's 2 centre-halves?
No, he plays for England. I'm saying he hasn't done it for
No,
England.
but if
to
he's
say
injured, who
important.
plays? To see this one through, if he's
Can I just
injured, who
be
plays?
who cares?
Oh,
England
right,
have
even got
played
Rice,
Harry
lad.
Maguire
Right.
at every major tournament.
Right.
And he's
To
been
disrespect Rice.
absolutely fine. And I'm not going to sit here and go to bat for Harry Maguire. I am not a lunatic. But he's an absolutely fine centre-half. I don't think you...
So if Stones is injured, who plays with Maguire?
Joe Gomez.
Colwill.
Cole's been playing left back.
Who else plays centre-half for England?
You see what I mean?
Nice.
Cole's been playing to a left back.
It's difficult, but look, Stones hasn't done it for England for me to say he's as important for England as he
Stones is
has
one of our
been
best
for Man
players
City.
in both tournaments.
Yeah, I hear you.
Bring Phil Jagielka back. It doesn't matter. honestly.
Maguire's been
Bruv, on this list, Stones is Pebbles, fam. Man have got Jude Bellingham, bro. You know them way there. Jude Law. I beg you put some respect.
It's not about the best player on the. It's not about the best player on the list.
Bruv, he is who man should be building the team around.
Agreed.
Bruv, you man would have probably thought I would have put Harry Kane.
If Bellingham is injured,
we've seen that, bruv. We've seen the Harry Kane thing. We ain't won nothing.
if Bellingham's injured, you've got Maddison. If Bellingham's injured, you've got Maddison and Foden, both of whom are excellent elite level footballers. You've got Maddison and Foden that can deputise for Bellingham.
but Bellingham-
If Stones is injured, you've just told me it's Levi Colwill who's playing left back. Do you see what I'm saying?
The levels Bellingham has set this season so far, I can't see past Bellingham being number 1.
Listen. Jude
Bruv,
Bellingham,
number one,
listen,
fam.
look, ultimately, we know that he chose to play in an inferior league, and obviously, and just like the white colour kit instead of playing for the half decent football club, which is fine. But he's unreal, isn't he? He's absolutely unreal.
Yes,
And your point, he's probably, if he's not the best player on the planet,
Most
he's in
informed.
that clutch. Yeah. And I think England make this mistake every tournament of not just going, this is the guy. Let's just make it work around this guy. And that's why I've got Trent on the list, by the way, because I think he's one of those players as well. I've not got him up there because I wouldn't be stupid enough to think that he's going to get anywhere near that team that he should do. There's a lot of guys you should build it around. Just build it around Bellingham. You're going to build it around someone. Just build it around Bellingham.
Has to be.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%.
But is there anything in the logic that Maddison isn't as good as Bellingham, but can deputise, having a wonderful season, one of the best players in the Premier League. Phil Foden, one of the most naturally gifted footballers ever, and has won ever in the Premier League, and has won a treble. If Bellingham isn't fit, it's a disaster.
But Bellingham could do both jobs.
The treble thing.
Bellingham,
put Calvin Phillips above Rice
can't do
for you.
the job that Bellingham does, because like Bellingham, he can play in the CM or he can play in the AM, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like Southgate had him suppressed in the last tournament. Like he was playing, who was he playing next to Rice or something?
With Rice.
That's what I'm saying. He was never given the opportunity.
Rice
to
and
play.
Henderson, wasn't it, by the end against say, Senegal?
Oh God.
Stones.
Oh God. I completely forgot about that, brother.
Stone's best patch has come in the last couple of years where he started inverting into midfield a hell of a lot. England don't do that. And if I had to pick one player out of Stones and Trent to invert, it'd be Trent all day long. That's why I put...
No, Stones for
is it?
Stones for England has to be
for England, yeah.
Stones for England has to be centre-half.
Yeah, he has to be. Yeah. But then, do you get the best Stones when the reality is he the best defender? He's not. He's nowhere near the best defender in the world. The word defender is key here. Stones ain't a great defender. He's great playing. He's great on the ball, playing out of the back.
I disagree. I think he's an elite level defender.
Well, you can compare him to Van Dijk.
I think he's a.
There's no comparison.
Better than John Terry, I like.
No comparison.
I think
Convo over. Zoom in on his face when he did that.
Honestly, John Stones, one of the best defenders.
Talking, bro. What's he talking about?
He's absolutely sensational.
He's elite. He's talking real Ferdinand,
Gareth Southgate.
Vidic, you know what I mean?
Gareth Southgate.
A Vincent Kompany. He's talking
centre halves who can play in midfield. He does not need centre halves.
But he won't play him in midfield.
No, he won't. But the point is, the centre halves you need are big grocks who are just going to head the ball away all day long and kick things away. And Harry Maguire is absolutely fine.
You know what? Out of interest, yeah. If we was to do Southgate's list, yeah, who would be at the top? What were we saying? Harry Maguire, number one, yeah.
Maguire, Pickford, Henderson. Yeah.
Phillips. Does he make it?
Calvin, oh my God, sorry, Calvin Phillips at the top for no reason whatsoever. Won a treble,
Yeah.
Won a treble, get him in there.
Luke Shaw, if he's fit, he'll definitely be starting. Telling you.
Absolutely.
No, you can pick Southgate's team very easily. But
one player's getting into art. That's crazy.
What I'm saying is, the reason why I've got Bellingham third and below Kane as well is because we have other players that can't do the job as well as Bellingham. But the drop off from Kane to
Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney,
huge. The drop off from
Callum Wilson,
the drop off from Stones to whoever is huge. The drop off from Bellingham to Foden, or the drop off from Bellingham to Maddison, isn't as significant. I don't think either I'm insane.
I can't accept that when you look at what Bellingham's doing. When you look at what Bellingham's doing this season, the drop off to any of them is vast. Because will any of them even match up to what he's doing?
Look at what Maddison's doing this season.
Yeah, but Maddison at Tottenham with low expectations compared to signing for Real Madrid at 20 with the biggest expectations in the world.
But Maddison's probably been the best player in the league so far.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah.
So so the drop off, although Bellingham's been obviously in the league of his own, your replacement is the best player in the Premier League.
Opposition, they see Bellingham in the lineup or they see Maddison in the lineup. Regardless, because I know what you're saying, Maddison's still quality, but Bellingham on the team sheet will scare opponents. Maddison on the team sheet, not so much.
Bellingham's the only one in England where I can say, if I see Maddison on the bench, I'm gonna be all right. You know, them ways there. And that's only because he's doing it for Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? He's gone over there, big games, El Clasico. Do you know what I mean? Doing it by himself. You know what I mean?
Your theory's right to the on-paper thing. It's like the Maddison stuff. It's a bit like Matt Letizia back in the day, as an example of absolutely brilliant footballer, but it's Matt Letizia at the end of the day. And Maddison's great, but he's not Bellingham. There's just something about those big games, big tournaments. There's the big player who's gonna rise to it and deal with the pressure. He's just done a season with Real Madrid by the end of it. Yeah, look, I get what you're saying.
I just got a message from Flex here, and he said that he cannot believe that Raheem Sterling isn't on this list. I just got a message from Flex. You get me, man, like Brian and Buemo and that lad. He literally just said he can't believe Raheem Sterling's not on this list, and he told me to rectify that. So man's gonna have to put Raheem Shilling somewhere here. Like, Flex is my guy, blood. You know what I mean, blood. Sorry, Flex, blood. You get me, Raheem Shillings, he's there, blood. You know what I mean? No disrespect. You know what I mean?
Do you think, have you ever been in a video with Flex where he hasn't brought up Raheem Sterling at some point?
Never.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, there must be some relations, bro. I'm telling you, fam. It has to be.
I think I'm going to try and make my list, our final playlist. I'm effectively wrong here, aren't I?
Yeah, 100% wrong. Okay.
So I've got Saka bottom and no Alexander-Arnold.
I've got Saka third because I think he's amazing. I just genuinely think he's brilliant. And, And it's mad because we went through years of England of like looking for that left-footed left winger, and then football changed, and now they've moved over to the right wing, and now you're trying to find someone who can play like that. He's up there, you know. He's the heir apparent in the Premier League to like what Mo Salah's been doing for Liverpool. I think, you know, we're talking like double figures, goals and assists every season for years to come. He's another one.
But he's
mad because in years gone by, you build your team around him.
I agree. He can't be more important than, say, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, or
you know what it is? It's hard to say who's more important, because when you have
watch the game,
you know, when you have a team that can win a World Cup or a Euros or a Champions League and so on, everyone plays an important part. Reason I've got Saka fifth is because he's more. Listen, he gets goals and assists, but he's more a provider. He's more the link-up man. He's more the guy that's going to give it to the guy than he is the guy. But that's not to take anything away, because the last 2 tournaments for England, I think he's been in the Euros top 3 for England, in the World Cup top 2 for England. Let's not forget he went into that tournament with, Foden, the Gascoigne hair. He was meant to be the one locking down that position.
He's
Saka's
taken
it on since. So
You just needed lock.
Saka's very important. He's very important to England, but he's just, for me, not as important as these players.
I'm surprised he's 5th on your list. How you got Stones and Trent above Saka is beyond me, blood. Man got Evie on 3rd, blood.
When
he's in an England shirt, bruv, you get me? Man can learn to appreciate it, fam.
Do you know why I separated it out? Because I've got Bellingham, Kane top 2, and they're 2 of the 4 attackers.
Yeah, but I'm talking Stones and Trent. Like Saka, I believe should be above them, because when I watch England, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I used to think, oh yeah, what's he doing for England? Until I saw him in the England shirt and what he did, like what he provided. Forget the missed penalty, forget all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like he is an outlet for England, blood. You know what I mean? They're always feeding it to that right side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always whipping in the bro. He's an outlet, bruv. Kane can't believe. Kane loves playing with Saka.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He loves playing with Saka because he wasn't getting service like that last season, only in the England squad. Do you know what I mean? So Saka for me, I put him as important as Rice. Or Rice might be just a bit more important because I don't think they've got a better
you got
DM.
Rice
Look at the position.
I honestly, because like England can bore their way to semi-finals, you know what I mean, by being dead resolute and getting loads of men behind the ball, and Harry Kane falls on the floor, get a couple of free kicks and whatever. That's like the basic mission statement of Southgate. So it's about getting players on the pitch who can actually get you off your seats, get you excited. Think back to, I'm sure everyone's watched the Beckham documentary by now. People remember, like, it's the headline players, the players who go and win games of football for you, the ones you remember. That's who you should be building this team. Now, honestly, you can put anyone, and I think Rice is great, by the way, but we've seen it in tournaments. Like, again, Jordan Henderson isn't the best defensive midfielder. Calvin Phillips is not the best. You can get by with one. He might elevate it, but it's a bit like your point earlier. These other guys they're tournament winners for me. They're the ones who are going to go and grab a game, beat someone and stick it in. And that's why I put Trent in, because, again, Southgate won't, because he's thick. And I don't think he's talented enough a manager to work out how to put a player that good into his team. But if you actually, as he's been doing, put him in midfield, then you link him with Saka, and then you link him with Kane. Like Saka and Trent, you've seen it in some of the friendlies and some of the qualifiers. Look how well they play together already, just feeding them. Saka's making them little runs, Trent's picking them out, going round the outside, whipping crosses in.
I agree, but the only thing I'd ask, if you're watching England play and Saka's not playing, he's on the bench and Foden's there, and then Rice is on the bench, and then they got Phillips in. I would say Henderson, but I know you're biased. And then they got Phillips in. Who's losing? I'm losing it. If I see Saka on the bench and Foden's playing, that's calm. But if Rice ain't in the team and I see Phillips or Henderson, I'm losing it.
Yeah,
like, look at the drops, massive.
Do
you know what I mean?
Where do you sit on? How significant do you rank the suggestion that Trent Alexander-Arnold? I'll just say the sentence, right? And Trent Alexander-Arnold can't defend.
It's nonsense, that, like.
Really?
It's nonsense. He's played in the biggest games in football. He's 24 now. He's won every major honour playing right back. And I agree that it's not his standout strength. You know what I mean? Like, football's moved on. The idea that a right back could defend. If you wanted a right back who could defend, Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be sat by the phone waiting for the call, mate. He'll be desperate, and you know what? His phone will be cold. It'll be sat there. I'm sure Nathaniel Klein's kicking around. He can still do a boss job doing that. Absolutely. Trent is a generational, talented footballer. Stuff he can do with the football we haven't seen since David Beckham, when he could do more than he could. Unleash him. To Southgate's credit, give him a couple of goes in midfield. He's still better than most of the options you could put in there. He's one of them. It's a shame, because we've seen it happen with Gerrard. It happened with a bunch of players who were good enough to have teams built around, and then got totally disrespected by a manager for favouritism in other ones. So I don't think he will, but I would. Just get your good players in.
We're generally in agreement. Top 2 We're all in
Kane.
agreement, are we?
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's some conversation. I think this is going to provoke quite a lot of people, and me not putting Bellingham top.
Madison should be on the list, 100%. I can't believe Cognac Grealish isn't on the list. Do you know them? We're there. I want to know what the producers were thinking, fam.
Do you know your theory about winners, tournament winners, somebody who owns a tournament, the Gaza of 1990, Maradona of 86, that kind of thing? Should Grealish be on this list? Should we have discussed him more?
No.
Okay, fair.
Hold on a minute. No. Hold on a minute, Paul. Why?
He's not even playing for Man City.
What has he done to you?
No, he's fine.
No. I want to know, blood. Jack don't deserve this.
Listen, bring him along.
New Jack City, bro. What's man talking about?
Bring him along for the posters. Bring him along for the advertising campaigns. Bring him for the face. Don't be bringing him for the left-hand side of England's attack.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't score goals or assist goals.
Do you know what? I'm really happy with this.
Disrespect.
You just love calves too much. That's
No,
your
I
problem.
don't. I don't, blood.
Yeah,
I can't believe
That's
it.
harsh. That's harsh. Because I think Grealish has been overrated over time. He'll never be worth 100 mil, but he is quality. I see him similar to Saka, that he's the guy that gives it to the guy, and the guys are Bellingham, Kane in the England attack.
There we go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I think that we're in agreement with the top two. I am now. I was the non-conformist earlier, but I'm now in agreement that Bellingham and Kane are the top two. After that, it's a little bit of a mishmash. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, please click subscribe. We've got some fantastic new content coming out. We would love for you to be a part of it, and we'll see you all on the next episode of the playlist. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see us rank the moaniest managers, click the link that's on the screen now.